Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a family mystery that was, and I mean this literally, buried under the floorboards for nearly 6 decades. It's a secret that only came to light on, of all nights, Halloween. 57 years. Just think about that for a second. That is a lifetime. And that's exactly how long this family secret was kept. How long a father was missing while his family was unbelievably living right on top of the answer. I mean, this is one of those stories where the truth was hidden in the most unthinkable place imaginable, right under the feet of the very people who were looking for it. Now, you'd think a story like this starts way back in the past with the disappearance, but it doesn't. Our story actually kicks off in the present with a pretty shocking discovery on Halloween night 2018 in the basement of a quiet home in Lake Grove, Long Island. So the homeowner, Mike Carroll, was acting on this really disturbing family rumor, a whisper that pointed to one specific spot in his own basement. And as he and his son started breaking through that concrete floor, that unbelievable story, well, it became a horrifying reality. You know, finding a body is always shocking, but this one opened up a cold case that was deeply, deeply personal. To figure out who it was, we actually have to rewind the clock 57 years, back to when Mike was just a little kid living in that very same house. All right, let's jump back to 1961 to really get how this all started, because this isn't just about a body being found. It's about a man who from one day to the next just vanished. This is George Carroll, Mike's father. From everything we know, he was a family man, a vet, and at only 34 years old, he had his whole life ahead of him. And then, one day in 1961, poof, he was gone. So the Carroll children grew up caught between two completely different stories. Their mother, Dorothy, she told them their dad just walked out on them. But deep down, the family always had this nagging feeling that that couldn't be the whole truth, that he never, ever would have abandoned them like that. And this is where the story gets really strange. A father of 4 disappears, and nobody, not his wife, not anyone, ever filed a missing person report. It's like the official record was just wiped clean, almost as if he never existed in the first place. Life moved on with frankly unsettling speed. Just a short time after George disappeared, his wife Dorothy remarried. And her new husband? Well, it was the family handyman, a man named Richard Darress, who just so happened to have been working in the basement right around the time George went missing. So for decades, this whole mystery just lay dormant, buried under years and years of unanswered questions. That is until a truly bizarre and chilling message brought it all rushing right back to the surface. Okay, so years later, in the 2010s, one of George's daughters, Jean, goes to see a psychic. And the message she got was, wow. It was direct, it was horrifying, and it was so specific. This wasn't some vague premonition. It was basically a treasure map to a gravesite. Now, you can imagine, they were skeptical, but they were also haunted by the possibility. And it was this one improbable tip from a psychic that ultimately pushed Mike Carroll to pick up a shovel on Halloween night and start digging into his own family's foundation. So let's go back to the present day and look at the aftermath of that discovery. Because unearthing the bones, that was just the beginning. The real challenge was unearthing the truth. Forensic testing confirmed what the family had both feared and, in a really strange way, hoped for. The man in the basement was their father. He hadn't left them. He had been there the whole time. This quote from one of the siblings, it just captures the shock perfectly. For 57 years, they lived with the pain of being abandoned, only to find out the truth was so much more horrific. Their father was just a few feet beneath them that entire time. And the forensic evidence painted a really violent picture. This wasn't an accident. It wasn't a quiet death. The science showed George died from blunt force trauma to his head. This was a murder, and whoever did it went to incredible lengths to hide the body. But here's the final, frustrating twist. The 2 people who almost certainly held the answers are gone. Both the mother, Dorothy, and the stepfather, Richard Darress, had passed away by 2018. The full truth of who killed George Carroll and who knew about it, well, it seems to have died right along with them. Can you imagine having to process that? The horrifying fact that you grew up, played, and lived just feet above your own father's grave. And to add another layer of pain,
Allegations of abuse against their stepfather, Richard, later came out, suggesting the darkness in that house, it wasn't just in the basement. So, the police officially ruled George Carroll's death a homicide. The evidence is crystal clear. But with no living suspects to question or charge, the case remains officially closed. It's a crime without a conviction. This, for me, is maybe the most painful question of all, especially for the Carroll children. Was their mother living in fear, or was she a willing participant in this whole cover-up? She took her secrets to the grave, leaving her children with a lifetime of doubt. When you really think about it, the Carroll family story is such a chilling reminder that the past is never really gone. It can just lie dormant for decades, waiting in the dark, silent spaces of the places we think we know best. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secrets are buried just beneath the surface?